All right, good morning, everybody. I will call to order this special city council meeting. I will start us off with the flag salute. So if everyone can please stand, face the flag, place your right hand over your heart, and repeat after me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam City Clerk, can we have a roll call, please?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. Councilmember Alexander?
I'm here.
Mayor Kalfis?
Here.
Councilmember Ron is absent. Councilmember Schwank?
Here.
Councilmember Stewart?
Here. All right, we will get started with public comments on non-agenda items.
We have none.
All right. We will move on to our public hearing for the day. We have one item on our agenda. Item number 1, adopt resolutions and introduce ordinance related to the Temecula Valley Hospital Project, APN 959-080-039, planning application number PA 21-1525, PA 22-0105, and PA 25-0181. Can we have a staff report, please?
Thank you very much, Mayor Kalfis, Mayor Pro Tem Alexander, and the rest of the council members getting here early on a Monday morning. So as you stated, this is PA 15-25, PA 22-0105, and PA 25-0181 for Temecula Valley Hospital. So we have 3 different applications. One is a modification to the previously approved Temecula Valley Hospital Development Plan and Conditional Use Permit. The second is an amendment to the Temecula Valley Hospital Plan Development Overlay District, which is also known as PDO9. And finally, a modification to remove the condition of approval number 27 from a previously approved planning application, which was PA 18-1258. So a couple things that the project does not propose. So the construction or architecture of buildings. So we're not looking at what buildings look like, floor plans, roof plans, landscape plans. We're only talking about the uses and where those buildings would be located on the Temecula Valley Hospital campus. Also, a behavioral health hospital or use is not part of this project. In terms of project location, obviously it's located at the existing Temecula Valley Hospital, and that's at 31700 Temecula Parkway. So a little bit of history. January 22nd of 2008, the City Council approved the Temecula Valley Hospital Development Plan and Conditional Use Permit. So there are subsequent modifications on February of 2011, May of 2016, and November of 2018. So the original approved development plan for TVH included a hospital facility, which was 2 towers with 320 beds. Within that facility was the emergency room, intensive and cardiac services, outpatient and inpatient surgical services, and administrative offices. So there was also a helipad, an 80,000 square foot 4-story medical office building, also a 60,000 square foot 3-story medical office building, a 10,000 square foot cancer center, and an 8,000 square foot fitness rehabilitation center, and then all the parking to go along with that. So phase 1 for the hospital, we consider what phase 1 is actually what's been constructed out there. So we have an approximately 206,000 square foot hospital, which is 5 stories, 75 feet, has Tower 1 with 140 beds, emergency department, stroke and cardiac care services, surgical services, and administrative offices. There's also the existing helipad, surface parking, storage building, and temporary trailers that are used as offices as well. So the proposed phase 2 contains a 20,000 square foot emergency expansion. The biggest part of this is expanding the emergency bays from 21 to 30. A 125,000 square foot second hospital tower, which is 140 beds, 5 stories, 75 feet. 80,000 square foot medical office building, which is 4 stories, 73 feet. A 12,600 square foot central utility plant that serves the energy needs of the hospital. And surface parking, which is 427 spaces. So on the campus, where would these be located? So the emergency department expansion in the circles in red, hospital tower 2, medical office building, the central utility plant on the rear of the project, and then all the surface parking that goes along with that. Phase 3, another 125,000 square foot third hospital tower, which is also 140 beds, also 5 stories, also 75 feet. A third office building, which is also 4 stories, 73 feet. Parking structure, which is 4 stories, 55 feet, contains 680 parking spaces. And then additional parking, which is either 987 or 935 spaces, depending on the location of the medical office building 3, which I'll show you here in a minute. And then the relocation of the helipad to the southwest corner of the parking structure. So on the plan, Hospital Tower 3, medical office building option A location, and then the option B location, parking structure, surface parking, and then this is the current location of the helipad and would be relocated here to the roof of the parking structure. So talking about the helipad relocation, in 2016, the City Council approved the current location of the helipad. It's the interim location, but the final location was originally proposed on the roof of Hospital Tower number 2. The new location is on the southwest corner of the proposed parking structure. The average number of monthly trips, which is approximately 6, would not change with this relocation. And then prior to future development plan approval for the parking structure and relocation on the helipad, approval from the FAA and the Caltrans Division of Aeronautics would be required. In terms of flight path, this is the existing flight path. This shows the approved interim location of the helipad. This shows the flight path, which is a northeast-southwest flight path. Contains approximately 6 monthly trips. The proposed flight path, here's the location of the proposed location of the new helipad. The flight path, which is a more east-west flight path, which the reason for this is it minimizes the noise impacts to surrounding residential land uses and development. So the new flight path is basically going up and down Temecula Parkway instead of over the residential land uses. And again, trips do not change. So January 22nd of 2008, the City Council approved the Temecula Hospital Plan Development Overlay District, shown here. So what is being proposed with this amendment? So design guidelines and aesthetics for future buildings are being added. That includes exterior colors, finishes, materials, design elements. Also saying that the parking structure would adhere to our city's design and development standards for parking garages. It would provide an allowance for future buildings and structures to be administratively approved if those buildings are in conformance with the design guidelines. So basically, it's a hospital campus. You expect all the buildings to look generally the same. So as long as the future buildings are going to look like the existing hospital, it could go through an administrative approval process. So adding a maximum floor area ratio on lot coverage. So currently the development code allows for a 0.30 or 30% FAR. That FAR would not allow TVH to meet their current needs and future goals. So an increase to 0.55 provides for the development plan buildings and structures, and an increase of the lot coverage to 55% will allow for the FAR and the lot coverage to align. So we're also adding minimum parking requirements. There's currently none in the PDO, so all that's being added is they have to meet the minimum parking requirements of the development code. In terms of a behavioral health hospital, at TVH's request, the behavioral health is not a component of this project. Should TVH want to add a behavioral health or any other additional use or structure that's not being discussed today, the project would require the following: further environmental review, additional entitlements, review and recommendation by the Planning Commission, and then ultimate approval by the City Council. So COA number 27. In February of 2011, City Council approved a modification to the development plan, and a part of that approval, they added COA 27, requiring Tower 2 to begin within 5 years of the C of O of Tower 1, or no later than February 8th of 2019. 2018, Temecula Valley Hospital realized that wasn't a realistic time frame. They came to the City Council approved a modification to that COA again to 15 years of the C of O of Tower 1, or no later than February 8th of 2029. So we're here today. The request is to remove COA 27 as that time frame is not realistic, and that would allow TVH to add Tower 2 at the appropriate time not only for TVH, but for the city and for the surrounding area when the beds are actually needed in the community. In terms of community meetings, there were 3 different community meetings organized by Temecula Valley Hospital. November of 2021, there was 8 members in attendance. November of 2023, there was approximately 130 members in attendance. And March of this year, there were 8 members in attendance. City Council subcommittees, there were 5 separate meetings. November of 21, April and August of 23, February of 24, and most recently, May of this year. So in terms of environmental, we did do a subsequent environmental impact report. Along with that became a statement of overriding considerations for air quality, greenhouse gas emissions, noise, and transportation. So on January 4th, 2025, this was presented to the Planning Commission, and they recommended approval. So with that, staff does recommend the City Council approve PA 21-1525, PA 22-0105, and PA 25-0181, subject to the conditions of approval, and also to certify the subsequent environmental impact report prepared for the project. So that concludes my report. I'm here for questions. We have our environmental consultant, and from TVH, we have the CEO and the COO as well.
Thank you very much. Any questions from my colleagues of staff? All right, with that, I will open the public hearing. Madam City Clerk, do we have any comments on the public hearing?
Oh, yes, we do. We only have one public comment. It's from Adam Eventhoff. Sir, you have 5 minutes. If the applicant would like to go ahead and speak now.
Welcome.
Well, good morning, Mr. Mayor, council members, and staff. I am very excited that we are finally here. It's been a long time coming. We have a very beautiful hospital here in Temecula Valley, the Temecula Valley Hospital. We serve this wonderful region, and we are a very busy hospital. As you know, the region has been growing significantly, and the hospital services and the demand for services continue to grow as well. We live in a wonderful community. However, additional healthcare services are still needed. And what this master planning facility plan allows us to do is grow our facilities, add additional inpatient and outpatient services to help meet the growing needs of the community. We do have plans to grow. This will not happen immediately, but this will give us the allowance for future growth. So I'm really excited that we're here and looking forward to getting your approval.
Thank you very much, Mr. Min.
Any questions for me?
No questions. Thank you very much.
You.
That was the applicant, and our one and only public speaker is Adam Eventhoff.
Welcome, Mr. Eventhoff.
Good morning, City Council. Kind of surprised I'm the only speaker. Just wanted to say that on behalf of several organizations that promote economic development throughout this region and throughout the city, just wanted to say that we urge you to support the proposal as presented. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Seeing that as the last public comment on this hearing, I will close our public hearing. I will entertain discussion and or motion.
Motion?
Second.
That has been moved and seconded. Let us vote.
That's for all of the resolution and the introduction of the ordinance.
Yes. And our sole item for the day passes unanimously 4-0. All righty, with that, I will adjourn our city council meeting until our next one, July 8th at 3 p.m. We'll see you then.